toward the downtown, unfortunately.
So can you walk us through the outbreak of that fire?
Sure,
How did it
sure.
quickly begin to overwhelm the city?
Sure. The fire, for those readers not, listeners not familiar with Chicago, it's divided into basically three sections: a west side, a south side, and a north side, divided by the three branches of the Chicago River. The fire broke out something like 9 a.m. No, I'm sorry, 9 p.m. In or around the barn of Irish immigrants, Catherine and Patrick O'Leary, in the west side, southwest of the downtown. And as I said, it was a delay in the reporting of it. So by the time the fire department reached the scene, it was blowing out of control. There was a strong wind out of the southwest. And what this did, among other things, is it took chunks of fire that were in the air and blew them north and east. This was compounded by something that are like little tornadoes created by the heating of the superheating of near the ground, and the cooler air above rushing down, and the pushing, and so the hot air goes up and the cold air goes down and pushed chunks of burning Chicago into the air, and the wind blew it north and east. So the fire proceeded north and east, leaped the Chicago River and into the South Division from the West Division, and then leaped right into what was then and is still now the downtown area and burned it completely. It also then leaped over the main branch of the river and burned virtually the entire North Division. It burned for over 30 hours. It again, one of the largest urban fires in history, comparable to the London Fire of 1666, the Moscow Fire of 1812, the fires that accompanied the San Francisco earthquake of 1906. From one end to the other was about 4 miles. It's about 2/3 of a mile wide. It burned basically a third of Chicago, left 90,000 people instantly homeless, and probably more than that, instantly without work. Just an absolutely major catastrophe, and it's impossible to overstate the terror of dealing with it. I mean, it was hot enough to melt glass, to bend iron, to pulverize stone and cement. At one point, the main chunk of it was a half a mile wide, so, a few thousand degrees hot. Just an extraordinary experience.
And in your book, you include some pictures of artifacts from the Chicago History Museum from the
Right. The book has about 70 contemporary illustrations, and it has about 7 maps to help people, especially not familiar with Chicago, see it. But among the images are marbles fused together, screws fused together. It bent streetcar tracks into bows and turned them different colors. It is just was absolutely extraordinary in the intensity of the heat. Buildings burned. People describe it like a piece of paper. They just seem to sort of catch and then go whoosh and disappear.
So the Chicago Fire Department is